What's up, guys? Welcome to another video on the channel. This is more of a rant video where I just want to talk about some frustrations that is currently going on with RTA. For people that don't know, I've been an RTA for a long time. I've been RTAing in the game literally since day one. My highest rank has always been pretty much G2. I've reached G2 Guardian multiple seasons before I pretty much took like a year or two-ish year hiatus from RTA. But this season I've been playing more because it's a fun season to play, but the same things have been kind of happening this season, as far as just like things that have been happening for years. So what I mean is, like, we're kind of experiencing the same problems when it comes to RTA, when it comes to balance. And even though the last balance patch was a good balance patch, I think we all can agree there is more that needs to be done. And obviously, like, the biggest perpetrators right now are Light Fern, Lima, Gianna, Velasca. I still don't understand how Velasca has escaped every single balance patch, since she's pretty much been a powerhouse. But I'm not here to rant about those units, because though they are strong, there's something that needs to be done as far as RTA, and that is adding pre-ban. To this day, I do not understand why normal RTA does not have a pre-ban. I do, but I still don't understand why Com2us has not added it. So for people that don't know, I've been championing pre-ban in RTA for way too long, and I mean genuinely way too long. For example, I've literally had a Com2us stream. I want to say it was 5 years ago. It was really that long ago, where I said the one thing that should be added to RTA was pre-ban, mainly because we're getting a lot of units in the game, and I play a lot of app games. I play a lot of app games. People that go across my stream, I play like E7, Ethereum Restart. Like, I played a lot of RTA related app games, and one thing they all have with far less units is pre-ban. So for me, it blows my mind that Summoners War, Sky Arena, I say that specifically, does not have pre-ban. Because ironically, for people that don't know, in Chronicles, I know people want to say, oh, Chronicles dead game. Not the point. Ironically, in Chronicles has pre-ban. They literally have it to where you can set 2 monsters before you even go into a match. And when you enter a match, it shows the pre-bans, and you go right into drafting. Ironically, they can do the same thing here, because the complaints have always been, when it comes to RTA, oh man, I mean, for over the years, the complaints I've always heard was, the biggest one was, people people don't have a big box. People don't have a big box. They don't have a lot of units, so pre-banning will hurt them. Me personally, it is what it is. You just have to get used to it. You just have to get more inventive. I understand that argument, but at the same time, it really is it is what it is. You just got to figure it out. That's kind of how RT has always been. Like, you may not have certain stuff, so you have to strategize. That's where the strategy comes in, where you want to figure it out and use what you can to get the dubs. I've always done that. If anybody has watched me for years, besides me obviously having a TL, like, I didn't have, in the beginning of me doing RTA, I didn't have a lot of stuff, but I made stuff work. I was using a Lucia. I still give people nightmares from when I was using a Lucia, and my draft was like literally like Vanessa Vigor. Like, my drafts back in the day, but when I reached my first Guardian, were not like my drafts today, not even close. And I try to make it work. Obviously different times, because again, I was like literally like 6 years ago, but longer than that actually. It was probably like around 6 or 7, not to me, years ago, where my drafts were just very inventive, and I tried to do the best I can. And over time, I just, if I got the unit, if I got a good unit that was RTA viable, I would add it in. Nowadays, I think the argument isn't the same, primarily because new players come in getting so many scrolls. You come in like as a new player in Summoners War with genuinely so many scrolls. So I think that argument, and then on top of that, new players do get a unit that they can choose for free. Obviously, they would not choose an RTA unit for that, but the options are there. I just feel like today, that argument doesn't fly anymore. Personally, that's how I feel about it. The argument does not fly anymore. I think new players come in just getting showered with scrolls. Compared to like when I first started playing the game, where scrolls and Devilmon, I will say Devilmon is still one of those things that's kind of harder to come by. It's easier still nowadays, but it is still harder to come by because you had to dome out so many 5 stars. So I will say that's Devil mining is still a issue, but getting that 5s in this game nowadays genuinely is not that much of a problem anymore. So I don't think we can use that excuse anymore. And obviously the other excuse that people have been saying for a while is, oh, it'll make matches longer because you have to pre-ban. Some people were like AFK during pre-ban phase, and that's why I said just have you set the pre-bans before you enter the match. I don't understand why we don't have that. It's a very simple solution. Just have it to where you can set the pre-bans before you get in, and there you go. Don't have to worry about that at all. I've had conversations with Evan, Com2us Evan, for people that have to clarify, about, because I've told him many times, I've literally said this for years, and he knows this. I've been saying this for so long. And one question he asked me last time was, where would you add pre-ban? Like, what rank would you add it? And my suggestion was, at P1, I will give you 1, and at Guardian, I think you should get 2. Like that's just how I feel. Like because I obviously in Guardian, the boxes are a lot wider and the matches, the LDs get kind of crazy. So it's one of those things where like in Guardian, maybe you want to, you can ban 2 things. In P1, you could just add 1, like that one annoying monster that you just don't want to do with. Like some people don't like Aya or Hagen or Verd or Oliver, or maybe they're tired of singing Giada. Like it gives you an option, because 1 ban honestly ain't enough if we're being real, but it's better than nothing. It's genuinely better than nothing, and I do think that is something that should be added after SWC. And the funny part was, I was saying this last year, I believe it was. I was saying this last year because they added this tab in here. They added this tab, the pre-ban tab, and I was like, why would they add this? Because for people that are newer or just need to catch up, we have SWC mode for 2 weeks out of the whole entire year, where this will actually matter. 2 weeks out of the whole entire year where this will genuinely matter. Outside of the 2 weeks, this is useless because you don't need it. Maybe for SW players it's useful. Maybe that's right. I don't know. Maybe for SWC players it's there, especially with stack bans in there. So this is definitely a usable thing, a viable thing for SWC players for sure. But for literally 99.99999% of the rest of the player base, this is a very useless tab. So I don't understand why this is here. If they're not, and I genuinely thought like last year, oh, like once SWC is over, they're gonna announce pre-ban for the game, because why would they add this? It genuinely does not make sense to add this for everybody if you're just not gonna add pre-ban to the game just entirely, and have this as a quality of life feature for all players. It's like, oh, you can favorite your pre-bans, but again, it's literally for only 2 weeks out of the year. This is the most useless tab of the game because it's 2 weeks out of the year. Like it just blows my mind why Com2us add this for the majority of the play base, when you're probably gonna forget about it like forever, because you're probably just gonna search for it, and then like someone's gonna remind the streamer or whoever, like, oh, you can just favorite it, like, oh, you can do that, and then I don't know. It's just to me, it's just pointless. But there are a lot of things they can do to speed up the matches, so you don't have to worry about the matches getting too long. This is one of them, ironically, but for some reason, again, they just said, oh, I don't know. I guess nobody will use it. I don't know. It's just weird. There was another complaint that people have. Honestly, like I just think we're at that time, and I do think it's something. If people, I've been hearing from a lot of streamers lately, ironically, that they now, oh, we want pre-ban. We should add pre-ban into the game. I'm tired of. I've been saying this for years. If you've been around my stream or around the Com2us streams that I have done, I have always said add pre-ban to the game, and I swear every single time I've said add pre-ban, there's always like a good amount of people that fight it back. I remember that Com2us stream. It was with say Shizo and Once in Love when he was a streamer, and we were talking about it and we polled the chat, and the poll was like it was like 60-40, add pre-ban, don't add pre-ban. I'm like, that's kind of close. Like, why would people be it just blows my mind. As a player, as someone who plays, like, who likes playing RTA, I do enjoy this game mode more than any other game mode in Summoners War. I genuinely love doing RTA. It's super fun. I love the strategy, but what ruins it for me is the fact that we cannot pre-ban, and it's time. Com2us. It's time. Add pre-ban after SWC this year. I know you can't add it now, but after actually you technically could, but after I for sure, at the minimum, actually at the maximum, after SWC, you gotta add a pre-ban button, mainly because I say this all the time, Com2us for a while has been terrible at balancing their game, because we still have Life Fern running around. Lima, even though she got nerfed, her win rate is still through the freaking roof. Gianna has always been a problem. You still have Aya. You still have the annoying people, the Ayas, the Megumis, the Josephines, the Verds, the Olivers. Like, there are so many units in the game that are just genuinely a problem. And add that to the fact that some units are genuinely busted, and we can't, as a player base, we can't do anything about it. It just gets too overbearing. So Com2us has to just do something about it. Also, they just need to shake up the RTA meta in general. RTA hasn't really received any type of changes ever. The only changes that RTA has pretty much gotten is when Diana popped off in the SWC, and they had the violent proc change and adding Punisher. There's probably one more thing that I probably not think of, but those are the main two things that have changed in RTA, and that was like what, 5 years between. There was like 5 or 6 years between each other. Like I remember when the violent proc change happened, they said, oh, we're gonna delay RTA for 2 more weeks, we're gonna add in this new violent proc change, we want feedback. And people gave them feedback, and they just said nothing back and just kept it the way it was, and we were just like, I guess, okay. But that's just how they did it. And one thing, I mean, Com2us communication already, like, it just sucks balls. That's one thing they genuinely need to get better at. They need to communicate with their player base a lot better. But one thing they need to do is freshen up their game, because the RTA it's fun here and there, but for the most part, it just needs some type of change that can freshen up the game and get players feeling more excited. Because like the only way people feel more excited to play RTA is if they get like a new unit or LD5, and it's like, oh, I want to use that unit in RTA, I want to use that unit, and then that hype may die after like maybe a day or two, depending on the unit. So that's all. Com2us at the pre-ban button. You just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. We're here. We're at the time. If you guys agree with this, honestly, if you agree and you want the pre-ban button on those surveys, on a Com2us stream, just bombard it. Just go to the surveys on the Friday streams, the Wednesday streams, on every whatever your language it is. If you're Brazil, if you're English, if you're in Europe, or if you're in America, like, whenever your streams happen, on the forums, type in, hey, add pre-ban. If they get enough of that, then it's going to be something that has to be considered, because enough people are bugging them for it. But it needs to be done. It just needs to be done, because we have way too many monsters in the game. They just gotta do it. But yeah, you guys have a good one. Peace.